around for 20 years, going to different shows.
You aren't old enough to
I'm 41 years old, but yeah, I travel all over the country with my brothers. I thank you. I have two brothers, and so I found out that I'd never met a shot glass maker. I met marble makers, bead makers, pipe makers, sculptors, all kinds, but never a shot glass maker. I was trained by a Walt Disney glass blower named Lewis Wilson. So I started to wonder why, and to reconfirm it, I asked him real quick one day, like, you ever met a shot glass maker? He literally like fell off of his chair almost. So I did some research.
Did he realize he had one?
Yeah, because he realized he'd been doing shows for 40 years and never met a shot glass maker, and we were all kind of stunned. We'd known people that made one or two by hand or something like that, but what I did is I did some research. Found out in 1926 they made a machine that would make 500,000 shot glasses in 24 hours. No one was ever inspired to make them again. That machine now makes 5 million shot glasses every 24 hours. There's 17 of those machines across the country that make up 80% of all the glass in the world. 17 machines across the world. So what I did is I told a company about this. It's the biggest glass company in the world, Corning Museum. They sponsored me and reconfirmed all the information and research that I did. I told another guy who's got the second biggest probably company in the world, the glass company, and within 15 minutes he wrote me a check for $10,000, and for 3 years I commissioned the top glass artist to make me a book, make me a shot glass for the book. The shot glass being the same thing, the vehicle for the substance, the commonality of prohibitions, the medical, just all these things. And so what I found out just recently is that that particular machine is what made America. It was the backbone of America. It'd be like, this book kind of reconfirmed this, that there's this misconception in American history, American glass history, that the Chinese shut down the labor of glass forever. It was actually this machine. What happened is in the 1940s, Corning and Dow Chemical merged together. It'd be like if Halliburton wanted to merge with me right now because I had a machine like that. So they merged together and they used that machine initially for kitchenware. When they merged together, they sold the machine and they started to use it for every single tank, aircraft carrier, a scope on a gun. Yeah, actually, it's you can look it up at the it's all information that I gathered, and so it's all research that I put together. So it's not like in a thing, I put this together. And so, but there is a lot of stuff that you can look up as far as the ribbon machine. It was literally, that machine was the light bulb machine. It was created for So it was created for Thomas Edison. The machine was created for Thomas Edison 80 years after he passed. And so while the vehicle for the substance for alcohol is the shot glass, the vehicle for the substance for marijuana being the pipe, the vehicle substance to make an atom bomb or a nuclear bomb and to blow somebody up and take over the world is glass. And so the beaker, the test tube, the apparatus, all these different things. And so, that being said, the book started a movement in glass to bring back handmade shot glasses. It was a super cool miracle that happened to me from the manifestation process that led me there a whole lot, and still isn't, and throughout time I'm sure it will. The most common one that I figured right now for the last 4 or 5 years that people have really liked is this one. It's a shot glass, and if you drink too many out of it, it will bite you back. And so it just gives you a good little fun thing. And
so these are teeth.
And so those are teeth that are just really, glass that I've cut up and kind of coil potted on there to give it that.
So how did you get into this?
My older brother was a pottery teacher at the University of Oregon, and my younger brother was a tattoo artist. And so I was a salesman. And so I got into glass helping sell the stuff first, making kind of like the prep stuff in the shop and being kind of the grunt, while my two brothers were like way ahead of me in art. And then I like doing it so much, but when I first started doing it, I couldn't do it, so it was a really super frustrating thing in the beginning. But I liked it so much that I kept with it and stayed with it. And my older brother started in 1997. I started watching him just within months. And so, yeah, we've been doing it
Well, now you're
together.
obviously an expert.
Yeah, now I'm actually, I'm one of the biggest in glass appraisers for contemporary glass. I'll do appraisals for people. They'll bring me stuff and I'll tell them what it's worth, and so I do stuff like that. I'm also the teacher at the University of Oregon for this kind of glass. So yeah, and they just hired me in the last 4 months. So it's in this, and the book brought me some of these things too with it. It's kind of like my resume now. And so yeah, I think it was really almost like the universe of all the times. See, when I got into glass, I made a lot of collectibles: hummingbirds, frogs, pigs, armadillos, chickens, roosters, everything that people collect as their totem. And so I got to know what collectibles were really well, while everybody else really wanted to make pipes. And so that really helped bring I felt like this was a gift from the universe of 20 years of really sticking to collectibles. And then, of course, I was more aware of what collectibles were and what they brought. And I found out that I didn't have to make the coolest thing in the world, the biggest, coolest thing out of glass, which I tried many times before, to get recognition in glass. If I did a little bit of research and told a story, kind of like artists have done for centuries and thousands of years through their piece, that it could really elevate my game and bring me momentum. And so that's really why I'm at this show. I have lots of orders all the time, hundreds, thousands of dollars of orders all year long that I go, that I do. And so I really come here to keep the momentum up of Mazet Studios.
So do you go to any other trade shows like this, or is this
I do. I used to do about 10 trade shows a year. Now I do only 2. I'm sponsored by some of the biggest glass companies in the world that make torches, the glass color, the tools, and all that kind of stuff. And I teach a lot of classes on how to do this kind of stuff at some of the biggest facilities in the country. Me and my brother do quite a bit of that. The coolest thing that I ever made in glass is this book. I'm really into the next move. I'm going to start, I've been doing research on the perfume bottle, which is a 3,000-year-old story. I did research on the Sherlock, another 3,000-year-old story. They used to call the Sherlock a calabash for 3,000 years. They found them in pharaoh tombs, and calabash means gourd or squash. So the very first Sherlocks were really taken up by a crooked neck squash that they used to smoke out of, and so the perfume bottle was thrown out to crowds from Cleopatra when they won the war, and it was the first, the history and the very first medicine known to man was really put through a perfume bottle, which were, perfume means fumes coming off of wood that were the first medicine to man, aromatherapy. And so I'm studying that right now and trying to help bring the perfume bottle back and have this commonality with the shot glass or the pipe, that it was once actually a medicine bottle. So and we share that commonality with this medicine thing in the glass scene. So yeah, doing research is one of my favorite things to do on the history of glass.
Smart.
Yeah, thanks.
You know a lot of history, and no wonder they want you to teach at the university.
Right, yeah.
More than just knowing how to do this.
And I really appreciate you guys taking this down, because really what my intentions are right now is to really get out the conspiracy theory as far as this machine and get it into the right hands of somebody who knows how to get the resource and transfer this information globally. Get doctors and lawyers and scientists to know this information, because a lot of them don't. And that's what my job is, kind of, to bring this to the glass industry so that we have a better knowledge of our history. And it's just, it's super, super fun, and I love to do it.
Thank you so much.